So hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today I'm doing a trilogy bracket. Very excited to do this. I've put 32 trilogies into a table. I don't know the order and we're going to see what happens. I've got Isla here. I don't think I'm going to edit the video too much because I'm going to just go for it. So I don't know how much I'm going to be interrupted. I'll try and be nice and quick. But yeah, let's go. Let's go. So first off we have the Coffin Joe trilogy. Wait. The Coffin Joe trilogy versus Toy Story trilogy. Now that's a tough battle. I love the Coffin Joe trilogy. I think all of them are minimum 4. However, realistically, the Toy Story is just... that's going to go very far in this competition. I wish Coffin Joe was up against any other, because Coffin Joe is probably the 10th best trilogy on this list. But above that in the 10 is Toy Story. So I have to go Toy Story. As much as I would love to go Coffin Joe, I'm going to go Toy Story. Yeah, you love Toy Story. So now we have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, or the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and the Hangover trilogy. That's an easy one for me. Planet of the Apes, I think, is one of the best trilogies. Obviously, it's in this list, but I really think that one is one of my favourite trilogies, my personal faves. You know, Caesar, I think, is one of the best characters in movies ever. So yeah, I'm very excited to put that one through. Hangover, I do love, but it's no competition. Okay, the Scream trilogy versus the Good, the Bad, the Ugly trilogy. Now, this is actually closer than some might think. Obviously, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly is probably in my top 20 films of all time, but the other two I'm not fussed about. So even though I'm going to go for that one right now, later on down the line, that one's going to come very close to going out, I think, because for me, it's just very, very heavily outweighed by that last film. So yeah, that one might not go as far as it will for some others, but it's definitely going through now. Die Hard versus Guardians of the Galaxy. I've only seen Die Hard 1 and 2, I have to confess. Is it better than Guardians? I think right now, this might be a controversial one. I'm going to put Guardians through. But after I see Die Hard a couple more times, it's probably going to be Die Hard. I'm probably going to watch this video back and regret it. But right now, I'm going Guardians. Oh, God. So we have the Vengeance trilogy, which I've only just seen. We've got Old Boy, we've got Lady Vengeance, and we've got Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. Brilliant trilogy. And we got the Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. This is tough. I really could go either way here. I think if I really had to choose, I'm leaning towards Before Sunrise. That's just because that one is really special to me. But again, similar to the Coffin Joe one, both of these should be in the final 8. So I'm very sad one of these is going out, but I think I'm going to lean towards Before Sunrise. Matrix trilogy versus Night of the Living Dead trilogy, or the Undead trilogy. I'm going Undead trilogy there. Matrix, I respect. The first one's good. I actually quite enjoyed the other two, but Night of the Living Dead is one of my favourite movies of all time, and the other two are also brilliant. That's a very strong trilogy, Night of the Living Dead. So that one is going to go very far. Okay, Mad Max versus Back to the Future. Back to the Future is going straight through. I'm not even going to talk about that one. I respect the Mad Maxes. They're not really my thing. And Back to the Future could be the winner of this competition. So I'm going Back to the Future. Okay, the Dark Knight trilogy versus the Apu trilogy. I'm going to be honest. Apu's going through for me here. I love the Apu trilogy. Again, that could be in the top for me. I think that could win the whole thing. It's a fantastic trilogy. It's not that well known, at least to your typical audience. The first one, you follow Apu as a boy with his, sister, mum and dad. And then you see him as like a late teen, I think, or an early 20s. And then you see him a bit older. And you just follow his life in each movie. And each one is brilliantly done. The Dark Knight. I love The Dark Knight. But I actually think the first one, Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises, are okay. So I think if you're taking the trilogy, Apu goes through for me, I think. I think, like, if you're ranking every single movie, it goes The Dark Knight, well above the Apus. And then it goes every single Apu movie, and then a little gap in the 2 Batman movies, which is why I'm putting for Apu. So on the other side of the bracket, we have Lord of the Rings versus the Alien films. Now, I'm going to be honest, Lord of the Rings is not going to go as far as most people would put it. I've only seen them once. I enjoyed them. I loved them. But I don't quite have that fondness for them yet. So that I'm going to put it through now easily, but it's not going to go far. So the prequels of Star Wars versus El Mariachi. I love the first 2 El Mariachi movies. I've only just seen them a couple of days ago, actually. The third one's a big letdown, so the third one is going to prevent it from going too far, but it's going through here for sure. The prequel is too much CG. The Hobbits versus Terminators. I'm gonna go Terminator. No choice there. I love Bilbo, but the Hobbit trilogy it's just drawn out. It should have been one movie. So yeah, Terminator goes through. Jurassic Park trilogy versus Godfather trilogy. Oh, this is actually tough. First Jurassic Park, my top 5 movies of all time, with Back to the Future. The trilogy though, it's weak. It probably declines each movie. It gets worse, right? The Godfathers, however, I love them, but I that first Jurassic Park is really leaning me towards that one, I think. I think I'm going to go Jurassic Park, but deep down I feel like I should have gone Godfather, but I do love Jurassic Park, so I'm going to go through. And honestly, actually, the second and third one are quite fun still, right? So yeah, Jurassic Park, only just. The Star Wars sequels versus Evil Dead. I'm going to go Star Wars sequels here. I'm not a huge fan of the Evil Dead trilogy. I like it. I enjoy it. I could watch it every year, but it's not something I love. And I mean, same with the sequels, really. And honestly, if I was really like analyzing this and dissecting it, I probably would go Evil Dead. But my instinct was Star Wars, so I'm going Star Wars. Okay, we got the Captain America trilogy, and this is the new trilogy. I know it's got that image, and then we got the original Star Wars. The original Star Wars is going through there. I actually love the Captain America trilogy, and I think it's better than most people give it credit for. But come on, the original Star Wars trilogy is like the OG trilogy. Pirates versus Indiana Jones. What about that is? I'm gonna go for my boy Indiana Jones there. I love that trilogy actually. Yeah, that one could go quite far. I forgot about that one, but yeah, that one's going through. Although the Pirates, in terms of nostalgia for me growing up, that one could have beat a couple of the other opponents I've already had. But because it's against Indiana Jones, not many would beat that trilogy. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy versus Shaun of the Dead. This is the last of the first round now. I'm going to go for... I'm going to go Spider-Man there. I love the Cornetto trilogy, but that Spider-Man trilogy was like the one trilogy I watched constantly as a kid. So that one's going to be tough to beat. So, Toy Story versus Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I'm going to lean... Oh, this is tough, actually. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, Toy Story is brilliant. And maybe I should go Toy Story, but Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is one of my favourite movies. What do? Toy Story. Okay. Yeah. I think what Isla is saying, and I kind of agree, is that the first Planet of the Apes is maybe not quite as good as the second two. And even though the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is probably better than any of the Toy Stories for me, I think as a trilogy, the Toy Stories is probably better. So, Good, the Bad, the Ugly trilogy versus Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to put through Guardians there. Like I said, I don't really care about the first two, Good, the Bad, the Uglies. I've only seen them once, maybe I'll need to watch them again. And like Good, the Bad, the Ugly is miles better. It's twice as good than any Guardians. But if we're taking the trilogy as a package, I'm doing Guardians. Which is awful because I hate how far Guardians has got here. Because, Coffin Joe's gone out. Dark Knight's gone out. Lady Vengeance has gone out. Vengeance trilogy. So yeah, Guardians has stuck his way through here. But it's going through. Before Sunrise trilogy, Before trilogy versus the Undead trilogy. I'm going to go there, the Before trilogy, I think. Night of the Living Dead is similar to the last situation, actually. Night of the Living Dead is one of my faves, but I think as a trilogy, I do lean towards Before. And I love the way the characters age as well. I think that's absolutely brilliant trilogy. So yeah, that one's going through. Yeah. So, Back to the Future versus Apu, that's a tough one. I think I'm going to go Back to the Future, but I really wanted Apu to go through, and I could have even put Apu winning the whole thing. I hate the fact that I'm taking it out, because... I don't know. It's just one of my personal favorites, and not many people know about it. But obviously, Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies. I think Back to the Future 2 is one of the best sequels of all time, and the third one is like, considering it's the worst of the three, it's a pretty good movie. So yeah, Back to the Future goes through. Okay, Lord of the Rings versus El Mariachi. If it was just based on the first two movies, which doesn't make sense, but if it was just based on the first two movies, I'd go El Mariachi. That third El Mariachi movie though was really disappointing. So even though I don't have a lot of love for Lord of the Rings, I'm putting it through. I'm also kind of happy about that because it probably deserves to go through as well. So yeah, Lord of the Rings goes through for me there. Jurassic Park versus Terminator. Oh no, this is tough. I think I'm gonna have to go Terminator there. Like I said, I love Jurassic Park. No, you know what? No, I'm going Jurassic Park. I love it. It's going through. Although that's controversial, I feel. It's going through. Okay. Star Wars versus Star Wars. The original goes through there. I don't even need to talk about that. Yeah, that's To even have that conversation would be an insult to the original one. Ah, jeez. Raiders versus Spider-Man. I think I'm going to go... Oh, I could go either. This is the toughest one in the whole bracket so far. Jeez. I'm going to go for... Ah, man. I'm really not swayed either way. I might even have to do Eeny, Miny, Moe here. I really... Like, if I was really forcing the choice, I think I'm going to go Spider-Man, which is harsh. I love Raiders and the Indiana Jones movies, but I think I'm going Spider-Man. Okay, next round, we have Toy Story versus Guardians. I don't know how Guardians got this far. Toy Story's going through for me there. Yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy choice. Before Sunrise versus Back to the Future, for me, Back to the Future is going through there. I love the Before trilogy. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, Back to the Future is going through. Okay, Jurassic Park versus Lord of the Rings. Jeez, this is tough now because I don't even like Lord of the Rings in that way. But the fact that I might put it through now is a little bit, I feel like I put it a bit too far, I think. But Jurassic Park going through, I think, would also be very interesting. It knocked out Terminator trilogy and Godfather trilogy. I can't let it knock out Lord of the Rings. It's not that good. It's not that good. Lord of the Rings goes through, which I'm very surprised by. Okay, Star Wars versus Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, man, I don't know what to do here. If we're going with trilogy, man, I'm about to really annoy some people. I'm putting through Spider-Man. I really am. It's so tough. There's so many movies that could have gone so far here. Like the Apu trilogy, the Coffin trilogy, the Before Sunrise trilogy. If any of those were on this side, it would be in the final. I'm going to go Spider-Man. No, I'm going Star Wars. So, semi-final, Back to the Future versus Toy Story. I'm going to go for Back to the Future. Yeah. It's in the final. I thought it would be. Who is it against? Okay, Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars. I'm going to go Star Wars there. I'm about to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy again. But probably by the time this is out. So, I feel like at a later date I'm going to change my mind here. But I'm going Star Wars right now. So that means the final is Back to the Future versus Star Wars. A lot of surprises here. A lot of round one knockouts. A lot of big upsets. There's a lot of movies I thought would be in the final that's not here. Like the Apu trilogy should have been in the final. Coffin Joe trilogy should have been like at least semi-final. Before Sunrise, Vengeance trilogy. Those are like all my favorite trilogies. They all got knocked out very early in going against each other. The Star Wars making it to the final has surprised me because I thought I'd get knocked out maybe round two. However, I am naming Back to the Future as the favorite trilogy. It would have been an early favorite, I think, but the fact it's actually won is I feel a little bit cheeky. But yeah, Back to the Future. That is it. Back to the Future wins. Similar to my horror one, there's no like surprise about the winner there. It's quite obvious. I could have told you that from the start. But yeah, that was my trilogies. What was the worst mistake I made? Let me know. Is there anything I really did wrong? And yeah, besides that, thank you for watching. I've been James. Bye.